Hey everybody, this is Lomi and I'm in my studio today. I'm going to be showing you a couple things that I have going on right now, but mostly I want to talk about 10 projects that I want to get done with my dolls this summer. So I have more dolls in pieces than I have ever had before. The biggest project that I want to get done is getting Rune put back together, and he is currently laying on the floor at my feet in 28 pieces, which I counted, and I'm a little bit concerned about that because I don't feel like a doll should be even numbers of pieces. I've been really happy with how Rune's color came out after I dyed him, even though there's a lot of marbling on pieces. I'm looking forward to airbrushing him. He's going to be put back together, airbrushed to cover any of the marbling, which, let me see if I can get that to focus. You can see it right there. There's marbling on his chest piece, but all those other pieces have marbling too. I'm really looking forward to blushing over that and doing a full body blush and then hopefully getting him put back together. I don't think I ever showed how his head compared to the body after I dyed it. I'm really happy with the color. So much warmer. But his head cannot be dyed because it has such heavy epoxy modifications on the cheeks, and also from having the nose and the chin sanded down, it wouldn't take dye evenly. But that doesn't really matter because the other project that I really want to get done, that I guess it kind of is the same project because it's him, is finishing his new head. I have not made any progress on this, and actually after having it put away for a little while, I see some things that I want to change. I want to refine the shape of the eyes a little bit more, and I'm not totally happy with like the nostrils or the depth of the mouth. So I'm going to be making a few more improvements, but I've been sanding this on and off, and I think that the places where you can see the print shape and the print texture, it's finally starting to go away, so hopefully he'll be ready to cast soon. His head back still needs a lot of work, but it's getting there, and I'm starting to figure out placement for the ears and how they're going to be attached. And I feel like if I had one solid week where I could sit down and work on this, he would be ready in no time. So that's project 1, Rune. Project 2 is probably going to be finishing Lumia, my Impldoll Lydia. I recently got her a wig from Denver Doll Emporium, and I've been pretty happy with it, even though it's a little bit more ashy than I originally intended for her. She's getting closer to looking like herself, but she's still borrowing Pharrell's clothes, so one of the next projects I have in mind for her is making her own dresses, because even though this fits really nicely, it's just not made for her. So she'll be getting a few dress designs of her own. Third project is finishing Envesi, who does not have her arms put back on yet. So Envesi needs her arms put on, and she also needs her outfit. I think her robes will be pretty easy since I already have the pattern designed for them. I just need to cut it out and make it. The big holdup on her is just that because she's on an older single jointed body, before I put her all back together, I want to take the time to suede the joints. The fourth project I want to get done is Rhyllyn, who is behind me on the shelf back here, and he also has no arms but has no head as well. And I've made some progress on his custom pieces. His arms are in the primer stage. They're just needing one last smoothing and then they can go in to be cast, but his hands are not done and I haven't made any further progress on those. So for Rhyllyn, it's going to be finishing his hands and casting all of his pieces and then finally getting the poor guy back together. Project number 5 is going to be finishing Kit, my modded Feeple65 Ine. I did her face up recently, and that's up if you want to see the video. But her head back is ready to be cast. and then she can finally be put together. What's holding this project up right now is that I don't want to have to cast the head back until everything else is ready to be cast, because unfortunately, silicone has a really short shelf life, so if I open up the bottles just to cast this, then the silicone will probably go bad before I'm ready to cast anything else. I also got Kit's wig from Denver Doll Emporium, and I'm really looking forward to getting her together because I think she's going to be really cute. And I'm also really looking forward to Pharrell having her best friend. Project number 6 is going to be doing a pair of dress patterns that I posted. I actually did 2 designs that I wanted patrons to vote on, and they ended up liking both of them so much that I'm going to do both patterns. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show for that yet because it's been a really busy week. And between everything we have going on and me not feeling good the past couple of weeks, I just haven't made very good progress. Me not feeling very well is something that I hadn't mentioned anywhere but Instagram, but the past 2 weeks or so, I have had the worst joint pain, and I have no idea what it is. Because of everything going on in the world right now, the hospitals aren't having anybody in for appointments unless it's virus related, so I just have to kind of wait. I have good days and bad days, and most of the time it's in my knees and my hips, so sometimes I have a lot of trouble walking up the stairs to get to my studio. But the past few days it's actually been in my hands, so I haven't been able to do as much work as I'm used to. It really kind of sucks because I feel like I'm way too young to have my knees hurt that bad when I'm walking up the stairs. So oh crap, I already forgot. I think it's 7. Project 7 is I want to make another outfit for Laele because I feel like she doesn't get as much attention as she should for how much I love this doll. I've never made her character accurate outfit, and I've also never been totally happy with her wig, so she needs a new wig, she needs a new outfit. She really just needs like total makeover and a lot of attention, and I'd really like to get to that, but that's probably something that I'll put off toward the end of the season because with all the sanding and casting, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. That's what I forgot to say. The big thing that's been holding up all of the finishing of the modifications is that I ordered sandpaper from Amazon after it had been out of stock from Home Depot for ages. And it took well over a month for my sandpaper to get shipped, but it's finally here. Project 8 is going to be for Vahn, and he is over there. He's not quite in camera. Yep, there he is. Right there. And he is naked. Vahn needs clothes. I have wanted to make his armor forever. And I think that I'm going to figure out how to do it, and I'm going to figure out how to make my silhouette cameo, cut everything out so that I can spare my hurting hands, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. I just don't know if it's going to be done before August. Project 9 is Pharrell's magic arm. I did this ages ago, or prepared this ages ago for painting, and I only just now got around to ordering the pigments that I want to use for it. Either way, since I already ordered the pigments for it, hopefully this is a project that I'll be able to tackle pretty soon, and I'll probably also be giving her a manicure on her other hands so that it doesn't look weird to have one hand blushed and the other one blank. So yeah, this is one that I'm probably going to be doing soon. I'm really looking forward to it. And project number 10 has nothing to do with Arios, but I felt weird sitting here without a doll to hold, and he's just so gorgeous that he doesn't get to be on camera often enough for how pretty he is. So he's gonna hang out with me while I talk about it, but I want to make some props. I have so many ideas for props. I want to do potion bottles, and I want to do like a little mortar for Laele and Pharrell to use because Pharrell is a healer and Laele is an alchemist, so it makes sense that they would have one. I want to fill all kinds of little bottles with herbs and different dyes and things to make potions for their alchemy lab, or healing lab I guess for Pharrell. And then I want to try to build more shelves or some kind of desk or a table, maybe even some chairs. that's something that I'm really looking forward to trying to do, especially since now that we're in the new house, I've got plenty of space for it. And my photo area has been slowly creeping into the guest room that is off of my studio, and nobody has complained about it. So I think as long as I leave enough room in my closet that I can store everything, I can probably get away with doing that and having a really big setup for doll photos, which is something that I would love to do. You do need an outfit though, don't you? Maybe I'll make it 11 projects. Or maybe I shouldn't, because I'm probably not going to get 10 done before the end of summer. So the big things that I've been working on have been the parts that I'm getting ready for casting, so Rune's faceplate, Kit's head back, and Rhyllyn's custom parts. And I'm also going to be working on Rune's knees because I haven't touched what I've been doing with that very much, partly because I didn't have the sandpaper, so I couldn't do a whole lot. But that's something that I'll be sharing in another upcoming video, probably like a studio vlog or something, just so I can show you how I'm getting the work done, because things like that, when you have big modification projects, it can be really hard to chronicle everything, especially when you're only working on it a little bit at a time. And right now, I'm lucky if I get maybe 15-20 minutes a day to work on doll projects, so I'm kind of trying to make the most of it and focus on things that I can get done a little bit faster, or at least things that I feel like I'm making a good chunk of progress in a small amount of time. That's enough time to do things for like sand down Rune's faceplate for the next coat of filler primer, but it's not really enough time to do stuff like design an entire outfit for this poor neglected man. His face up is still one of my favorites I have ever done. So yeah, that's it for my projects that I have going right now and the things that I'm going to be working on over the next few months. If there's any of those that sound particularly exciting to you, I would love to know what you're most interested in, because that helps me decide what to focus on for my studio vlogs. And also be sure to let me know what you're working on this summer, because hey, maybe we can figure out stuff together as we go along. That's it for this time though. Thanks for joining me again. Bye. Oh, you're so pretty. Ugh.